And that you invite Sam to deliver his lecture. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Yaya, for that very kind introduction. I'm so pleased to be back here once again at Boğaziçi University. I have told my friends many times how much I feel at home here. It's a great university, and my colleagues in the Department of Economics and students are always exceptionally stimulating. It's really a wonderful faculty of economics, and I think that you're all very lucky, the students here, to have such a distinguished faculty. A somewhat different method would be to just look at wealth inequality across a wide variety of technologies and societies and see what we could infer from that. That's what I'm going to do today. That's my strategy. So our attempt was then to try to use facts like this and that to say something about how inequality might evolve when society moves from things in which biology is more important to things in which material wealth is more important. Think about this. We think of hunters and gatherers as being highly egalitarian, and they usually are. But when they find a little piece of land that they can actually own, they may end up being rather inegalitarian. And the inequality, for example, the people who would own that site would be rich. And we could identify their diet, and we could identify all of the things about their life. This is from archaeological data. And the people who had to fish from the side of the river would have an entirely different diet. And those differences went on for thousands of years, because we can date what they were eating for thousands of years in a particular house. Okay, what I think I've learned is this. The inequality in the distribution of wealth depends on the extent to which wealth is transmitted across generations. This depends on the type of wealth that it is. As a result, different kinds of wealth are more unequally distributed. Obviously, material is much more unequally distributed. Economies differ in their technologies. That is, how important wealth is, different kinds of wealth. So that gives technology a certain influence here. But it's also true that the societies also differ in institutions, and they matter.
These hunter-gatherers were the big news for me.
What?
The hunter-gatherer,
yeah.
the horticultural.
Yeah.
That was for me the big news.
Yeah.
Do these people stay in the same place year after year?
Yes. By and large, they're sedentary. They live in places where land is abundant, and land is typically not owned. They own animals, and they own the stores that they have. And land is often allocated by a chief or a headman. And often you clear your own land, often with the help of neighbors. And then sometimes you clear different plots. It's practiced very widely in West Africa, in the Amazon, in some parts of New Guinea, and so on.
Arguments have been covered, but I still am fundamentally bothered by the intellectual architecture of the argument. You clearly are making an argument for an embodied technology and disclaiming an approach of disembodied technology. At the same time, you go ahead and use technology, and the system in which it operates is different factors, looking at their relative importance. And somehow I cannot fit all that in the same architecture. Either we're evidently aware that there is no point in discussing agriculture, horticulture, industry, coal, steel, as factors by themselves. And it's quite evidently so. Similarly, we cannot discuss a political arrangement without its roads, without its means of livelihood, without its people, without its thoughts, and therefore, as embodied technology, how can one go ahead and look at their relative importance as if they were separate factors? That's one question. Second, Denmark.
Is it related to the first one?
In a sense. Denmark and US, as you would, in one sense, would be same technology, different politics. How different is different politics? So connected to the first intellectual setup, I don't know how to ask the question of, is Denmark different from the United States? On what axis am I asking that question? I have a second one on the intellectual rights, but if you wanted to respond to the first one, perfectly all right. Do you want me to go ahead and say the second one on the intellectual rights?
I'll forget the first one.
Okay. Well, did I make myself clear?